Hi friends, welcome back to The Humbled Therapist. Today I'll be doing my first Q&A video and I'm excited and nervous both at the same time. As I said, this is our first Q&A video, and while I answer a lot of questions on the blog, I think answering them on video is a little bit more nerve-wracking because even though I am a very outspoken person in my own way, I've been described as quietly forceful. I'm not very used to giving my opinion as a therapist to my clients in that manner. So just to be clear, this is Q&A based on what followers would like to hear me talk about, and this is my opinion, and your therapist or anyone else might think differently. So here goes the first question. Or actually, it's not even a question. One follower asked me to talk about transference. Transference is what happens when a client projects onto their therapist specific feelings or a specific relationship. What do I think about transference? I don't think it's good or bad. I don't think that the therapeutic relationship can exist without transference because there is also countertransference happening on behalf of the therapist. And so every relationship is going to have this aspect of I'm projecting onto you and you are projecting onto me. Some approaches to therapy might really believe in using transference effectively, right? Like psychodynamic approaches, Freudian, psychoanalytic, object relations. They will want the therapist to use transference as a part of healing the client's experience and attachment. However, there are some other approaches to therapy that really don't give a crap about transference, right? Like CBT and or other solution-focused therapies. Not that they don't care, it's just that it's not at the heart of what the therapist is trying to do. So transference, neither good or bad. It is going to happen, and it is okay to bring it up to your therapist. Question number 2 reads as follows. Speaking confidence into existence. Do you believe it is possible to do this in different areas of your life? Speak things into existence by changing thought patterns and it will change your life. I do believe there is something about saying things out loud that either helps us heal, helps us believe things, or helps us internalize things in various different ways. If not, I would not believe in talk therapy or the power of talking things out. I also believe that our words are powerful and that you can speak good things or bad things into existence. So for example, a child that is growing up, if they are constantly hearing negative messages, that child is going to internalize negative messages and maybe feel like they are a failure even though they are not. However, if you are throwing out positive messages to this child, then that child will grow up feeling more positive things and therefore maybe having a more successful life or an easier time being successful at life. I also believe that changing our thoughts is a basic tenet of cognitive therapy and of its child, cognitive behavior therapy, which is an approach that I practice in my own sessions. So I do believe that there is something to be said about changing our thoughts to change behaviors and to change feelings. Also, to change, the patterns in our life that kind of tend to get us stuck in ruts. So to answer this question, I do think that speaking things and changing thought patterns can affect your life in a good way. Just like having negative thought patterns or saying negative things to yourself can affect your life in a negative way. The third question that I will be answering says the following. I recently read a book called Sway on behavioral psych, and it covers a part about people actually showing more symptoms after they get diagnosed because it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Thoughts? I looked up this book called Sway and I try to get a feel for this book. Now, just based on the question itself, I will say that when a person gets diagnosed, we do start seeing them through that lens. So unfortunately, it is a label that is put on a person and we might start noticing these things more often than not, right? And this person may not even have a diagnosis, but I bet to you that if I point to a random person on the street and tell you, hey, that person has OCD, you are going to start noticing all of the OCD-like behaviors that this person has, even if they don't have a diagnosis. So I do believe that there is something about labeling a person or labeling behaviors that causes us to amplify them. But at the same time, I also think there is a freedom that comes with getting this diagnosis, because that person now knows that there is a name for what they have, that it is not their fault, it is not something that they are unique in the world with, it is not something that is just belonging to them. And so they might feel a bit of some liberation happening, like, wow, I have clinical depression, or I have anxiety, and therefore kind of allowing themselves to just be who they are with this diagnosis, if that makes sense. So I guess two things with this question. Yes, the person might start showing more symptoms, not only because people look for them more, but also because the person might realize that this is going to be a part of who they are for a while in their lives, and therefore feel just kind of more comfortable expressing or being in tune with those symptoms. To the followers that asked these questions, thank you so much. You will be receiving a little line in your ask box telling you that the question has been answered and it has been uploaded to YouTube. I hope you guys like this Q&A video. Again, if you have any more questions that you want to ask, drop me a line through the blog, comment below. Keep subscribing, keep liking these videos, and feel free to share us on your social media so that we can continue to build a mental health community that is empowering to each other and helpful to each other. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week.